before you go off and have a panic attack, let's talk about some things that could already be happening in your lawn as fall is getting so close. Hey, my friends. I appreciate you coming back as always. You know that. Thank you so much if you are subscribed already. If you're not, hopefully you will sometime if you like my content here. Again, if you like it, leave me a thumbs up, comment below. All that good stuff really keeps me motivated to be bringing you these videos as often as possible. Oh my gosh, I don't know what it's like where you are, but where I am in Northwest Arkansas, we have had fall come early this year. It has been an unusual September, to say the least. Very cool, very, very cool. Where a lot of times in September we are up into the 90s. This year we've been mainly in the low 80s with overnight lows dropping down into the 50s and 60s. So to say the Bermuda is confused a little early this year would be an understatement. So I'm already starting to see changes in my lawn, but I'm not freaking out about it. That's really easy to do as we come out of a summer of real vigorous growth and seeing a lot of success with green grass and really thick and lush lawns. That all starts going downhill this time of year, so you kind of need to know what to expect. So let's talk about it, because if you think every single season is going to be exactly the same, think again. They will not be. You're kind of at the mercy of the weather, and it has really made this year much different for me than last year. For one, when we talk about, our basics of mowing, fertilizing, watering, and our weed control, mows have become a lot more infrequent for me here lately. Just not seeing a lot of growth with these cooler temperatures. The Bermudagrass just doesn't like it as much. So you have to take that into account. Bermuda really likes overnight temperatures in the 70s with daytime highs in the 90s, and that's just when it grows like gangbusters. Not the case for me here. I'm mowing, oh gosh, maybe once every 4 days now. I could go every 5 if I wanted to, but I can really tell how slow it's growing just right here along my flower bed. That has not been edged in 4 days, and not a whole lot of change there. When it's growing real fast during the peak of the season, that edge just fills in so fast, and that's kind of my indicator of how fast it's growing. Right now, not growing very fast at all. Mow's pretty infrequent, and I'm not too terribly upset about that, to be honest with you. A lot of you can probably relate. Kids went back to school. Things got a lot busier, a lot more responsibility aside from what I'm used to and you might be used to during the summertime. So not having as much responsibilities in the lawn, not upsetting my feelings too terribly much. Now, if we move on to watering, that's where I've kind of dropped the ball a little bit this fall. You see these areas right here? They're just a little bit brown, a little bit thin. Well, those were where my spring dead spot was. I know you remember that. Well, this has been a dry month so far. We had a lot of rain forecasted. 70% chance for a lot of days. And I put my trust too much in the forecast. They all ended up busting. So there was a stretch there where my lawn did not get any water at all. Then more rain chances would come up, and I would think, oh, I'll take these rain chances, they're gonna hit, and again, bust. So it's real easy this time of the year when it starts cooling off and you don't have that extreme heat to think, oh, well, my lawn doesn't need as much water. Yes, it does. I'm figuring that out. So these areas have gotten a little bit dry, a little bit thin. Trying to add a little bit more water onto it over the next few days to get it to bounce back, because I don't want them being like that right before it goes into dormancy. But we got some good rain on it the other day, because another step in our fall plan was pre-emergent, with these very cool temperatures, I have already gone ahead and gotten my pre-emergent down. I got it down about a week earlier than I did last year. And that's just one of those things. Don't get too hung up on, well, this is the day I did it last year, so that's the day I'm going to do it this year. You just got to roll with the punches. Be watching your forecast, watching your temperature. And the temperatures for me said, look, it's getting cold enough. Let's not wait any longer. Let's get our pre-emergent down. So we got that down, dumped a lot of water on it. So I kind of killed two birds with one stone, some irrigation and our pre-emergent weed control. So I'm just happy to have that behind me. And as far as fertilizer goes, look, you don't want to put a lot of fertilizer down on a Bermuda lawn really much past the first part of September. I've already got that last round in of a 1/2 pound of nitrogen per 1,000. That's it for the year. So you got to keep in mind, look, you've done a lot of things right this season. You've had a lot of nice green pretty grass, but you can't hang on to that all the way into the fall. As these days get shorter and shorter, so much less sunlight, a lot less heat, your color is just going to start fading in the lawn. And despite my last round of fertilizer, look, it's just the nature of the beast. We're already starting to fade. I just can't seem to hold on to the green much longer. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but I just can't get hung up on how great it looked all season, because the truth of the matter is the season is just about over. So we try to soak up as much of the end of it as possible. So consider all these things: temperatures, how much sunlight you're getting during the day. All those things play a huge role in just the growth of your Bermuda. The hotter it is, the more sunlight, the faster it grows, and the greener it will be. So don't start to freak out this time of season. Sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the ride. Next year will be here before you know it. But I want to point out just a couple more things in my lawn that are big indicators to me that this season is fading quickly. And these are just kind of funny, I think. One, the pea spots from the dog. Yeah, it's growing slow when they just aren't disappearing. These would be gone in like a few days during the peak of the season. These have been here for quite some time now. And along this back fence, I showed you this early in the season when it gets less sunshine in the spring and it takes forever for it to fill all the way in up to the fence line. But look at this shade. As the sun is shifting on the horizon with the changing of the seasons upon us, this back fence line stays pretty much in the shade all day long. I think right now it's noon. So you can tell right here, I mean, this is good, nice thick grass. Over here, oh yeah, it's just not getting the conditions it needs to really thrive right now. So be aware of where your lawn sees changes when it comes to shade, sunlight, water, all these environmental factors that really control how your lawn is going to operate without much say-so from you. I mean, zero say-so from you, because in reality, the weather and the seasons, all that is in control. And before you know it, we will have our first frost on this Bermuda lawn, probably looking at a month now. Last year it was around the second week of October. So the lawn care for the 2020 season is few and far between when it comes to afternoons out in the yard. So there you go, folks. That's kind of where I stand on my mowing, my watering, my fertilizing, and my weed control to finish up the fall prep, or arrival before the dormant season hits If you want to see the video I did recently about those steps in more detail for my fall lawn care plan, I'll leave a link for that down in the description below. But don't think that you're not going to get videos here on Budget Lawns when we go into the off season. I've got lots of great stuff planned. Some we'll just leave it as a secret for now. I've got some that I just can't wait to put out, so stay on the lookout for those. But that's going to wrap us up for this one. We will see you next time here on Budget Lawns. Appreciate you.